unfortunately, that was more than a one tissue play. Well, excuse me, because I have a job to do, which I'm so honored to do. Again, Amy asked me to host because not only is this story true and moving, it's a piece of art that we all got to listen to tonight.
Ooh, take your time.
So we have a couple moments to think about what I always ask after you witness something artistic. How did you like it? Or did you not like it? Could have used more laughs, could have used more, but was it meaningful? What was meaningful? I know I'm taking my time, so I don't expect any of you to share that, but it's something to think about tonight. So what was meaningful, what was memorable? Especially a play about memory is a special question to ask. As you hold that question, if you'd like to ask something, please raise your hand and I'll call on you. And now I can see you. Aren't you all lovely? And while you think about that, Amy, if you'd like, can you tell us a little bit about the intent of writing this piece?
Yes, so this piece has been in the works for a couple years now, actually. So when I first thought of it, it was after the visit with my grandmother that me and my mom had. I was like, this is a one-act play by itself. Like, just that visit felt like an entire show on its own. And so that was really what inspired me, and I tend to process a lot of my emotions, trauma, grief by writing. It's just like I need to get it out, need to get it on paper. And so when I applied for the grant, that was originally all that was in the play. And then when I started writing, it's funny, I hope it's long enough. I said, I don't know if this is going to be enough. And I had never written a one-person show, so when I looked at the page numbers, typically one page would be 1 minute, but that's totally different if it's a one-person. Anyway, and it's 2 hours, right? But my intent was to honor her memory, to process my own stuff, and to share these stories that go away when we go away. I mean, there's so many stories we have inside us. It's amazing. And I thought, who's going to know about my Uncle Jimmy, pretending to be electrocuted? Who's going to know about my Aunt Maggie teaching me to brush my teeth? Like, just me, and maybe them, but it was probably a millisecond in their memory. And so I just wanted to share those stories and remind everyone, to be grateful, but to inspire people to speak their own stories and share stories with each other, because that's how we keep each other alive in our own way. So, and yeah, that was my intent.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know actually 2 points. One, where do you expect this to go from here as a story to continue or not? And secondly, where do you expect to go with future kinds of efforts?
That's great. I'll repeat it just for folks to hear again, especially on the live stream.
Yeah.
2 great questions. Where do you hope this piece goes next? And then where do you hope you go creatively too, yeah?
So this piece, it's interesting because I was thinking, like, it can adapt and change based on what comes next, or I could set it in stone as like, this piece always takes place on January 15th, right? As a play would be repeated every time. However, it was my intent when I wrote the grant was to be able to workshop it, do this reading, and then be able to possibly tour it to different locations. Because it is a one-person show, that makes it a lot easier to do. So it would be a process of having rehearsals, so I'd be memorized. Maybe we'd be able to add things like sound and costume. It don't necessarily need a set, right? But just being able to be a little more present with the audience. And so that would be the next steps for this, would be like looking at touring continuing to refine the script. And once it gets performed, usually a few times, then you would start looking at publishing it, because you wouldn't want to like set it in stone until you feel like, oh, that's how it flows, that's where it goes. So that's what would be next for Aurora, for the play. For me, creatively, I'm actually excited because there's grant applications coming up. And I actually wrote a children's musical that's an adaptation of a story called Once Upon a Time, that's about a young vampire who's a vegetarian. And he loves candy, and he wants to go trick-or-treating for Halloween because he finds out that humans give away candy for free on Halloween. And he's like, this is the best thing ever. And they're like, but you need a costume. And he's like, nuts. So it's a really cute story, and so creatively that's where my next mental focus goes for trying to apply for a grant to hopefully produce, have musicians and singers who will be able to do a reading of it, sing the songs, and also record, so that we could then pitch that to a theater company like the Magic or Children's Theater Company, so that they could produce it fully. I'm also, in February, I'll be continuing on tour with the Magic Theater. I'm in their production of Red Riding Hood. I'm the big bad wolf.
What a nice boy.
What a nice boy. So I'll be continuing with that. And that's really special because we get to go to elementary schools and bring it to the kids. So I love that as well.
It's an excellent question that I usually frame towards the end of the talk back. So fantastic job. Another way that she continues, right, is through this grant, hopefully the next one you get, and also through our support, being here, and you'll see in your program other ways that you might support and learn about Amy's work too. Any other thoughts as we wrap up? Oh, yes, and then yes, and then we'll... And then yes. Okay, three, boom, boom, boom. Okay, yes.
Well, this is a very personal play for you, but it's also very personal for your family. What did they say? How did they take this?
I haven't talked to them yet.
Mom.
This was definitely, it was very scary, the whole process of knowing what to include and if it was okay. And the growing up, it was like you didn't tell secrets to nobody, right? And you didn't talk about your feelings, and I'm just like, la la la. So we'll see, but I was scared, I was like, oh, how's my family gonna feel? Are they gonna, disown me forever? And I thought, if they're my family, if they love me, they'll forgive me. They might get angry, and that's okay. And maybe they have something to get angry about. Maybe they have something that they need to work on that they learned in the play and that helped them in some way. So I'll find out. I think my Uncle Jimmy and Maggie are on the live stream because they're 3 hours away.
We'll see what the comments say.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll check the comments. So when you get home, you can watch the live stream. That's not true. That's not true. But yes.
I was fascinated with a lot of the things that you brought up, that you experienced as a child. I did also, and one of my favorite things, of course, was my grandma Deborah's tortillas with butter.
Yes.
I always got the first one.
Oh.
So I was there.
Oh.
Sorry. But also, when she got to a point to where my mom couldn't care for her anymore, and she was in a nursing home. I think I should write a play about this.
Do it.
I never knew who I was going to be, where I was going to be, or what we were going to be doing. Sometimes I was my mother. Sometimes I was my cousin. Sometimes, it was another relative or whatever. A lot of times she thought I was my mom. And so we would look out at the window and el caballo blanco, qué bonito, the beautiful white horse next to the windmill, because that's what she grew up with. That's the rancho that she grew up with. And so she would ask me, should we go outside? Vamos a ver el caballo. And I was like, let's go, Grandma, let's go. And of course, she'd sit there and go, yeah, let's go. And that was it. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
it's such a sensory experience. I was talking to someone during the intermission that in addition to performing live, I hope that you're able to record it in a really beautiful way, because the storytelling is so personal to you, and because it's so specific, I was watching my family, watching my childhood.
Yes,
I think you were next. Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate how the whole first act didn't even touch on dementia. Because when someone has dementia, the whole family gets it, and you helped us build this world to see and understand the extent of what was lost. And this is a beautiful memoir tribute. I mean, I know you see this as a one-act play, but this is pure memoir text. That's so meaty that I hope you continue to expand and put more of those stories in that don't make it to the stage. I am on a similar journey. I have written a one-woman play about being my mother's caregiver, who will be 86 in April.
Wow.
And so the question I have for you is, how has this experience, this very intimate experience with dementia affected, I'm not going to guess how old you are. I know you're younger than me. You're probably not going through the change yet. But
Is that an official question?
But with that, how has this affected your own relationship with mortality, with your creativity, your cognition, all of that?
Yes. Am I alive? Did the battery die?
Oh no.
Or this one? I'm too
project,
hot.
Amy, project.
Yeah.
So, oh yes, thank you. Just, in case people have hearing needs. Yeah, so yes, I'm not sure if it was connected to dementia or how things were taught in my history class, but ever since when I was a very little girl, I had some rough times. I went to a therapist and they said, you gotta talk to me. And I said, no, because in my family you didn't talk to nobody about nothing. And she said, okay, here's this journal. Write whatever you want in it. I'm not gonna read it. No one's gonna read it. You, whatever you want. And that's when I started writing, and it just but every time I would open a new journal, I would start this history of my entire family, as if a historian would find it, I'd be like, yes, and here is my family tree, and this is my second cousin removed, and we used to have, yes, Cheerios together. This is very important because Cheerios at the time, no. So writing a historical, but yes, when she had Alzheimer's, there was that, obviously the fear of getting it myself, as well as sometimes it is genetic, it doesn't necessarily have to be, and also the fear of my mother and all those things. And I think I've done a lot more writing and preservation of memory in terms of photos and video, because I think it's important, and I do have that fear of if I do go away, I want my life to be somewhere, so I'm forcing it out there. So I started a Substack I don't know, a few months ago when I found out what Substack was, which is basically, you can write your own newsletter, basically. But I've been using it. I started a blog in 2020 when the pandemic hit, because I was I don't know, what is happening? And I started writing poems and spoken word and processing things through that, and YouTube, and then, but my blog couldn't be subscribed to or anything. So anyway, Substack, I've started doing a lot, and I've noticed a lot of memories coming up and it feeling like a memoir. So I hope one day, I kind of see it as it preparing me for my book or books, right? I'm one day I'll go back and I'll pull that and I'll be able to just tell my editor, here you go, read my stuff. But yes, I definitely feel more pushed to write things down and put them in a public way, so that
there is a part of me, even if I lose those memories. It definitely makes me hold my boyfriend a lot closer, and I'm terrified of losing him, but also losing my memory of him and everyone I love. But I know that everyone I love would be there in any way they could and love me in any way that they could. So, yeah.
And by the way, Amy, my mother's name is Aurora.
Oh.
The sunrise.
Thank you.
Well, if you are on Amy's Facebook event, would you share too what?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna knock your secret water. If you're on Amy's Facebook event, maybe share where we can find
Yes.
your work too, because that sounds interesting
Thank
too.
you. Snacked Up in Prayer, the Dementia Diaries. January 31st and February 1st at Jumpstart Theater. I'll definitely
Yes,
post
oh share it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're all stories like this, right, Amy? We're all interconnected. This spoke to each of us for a number of reasons, and we'll carry it with us as a memory forward. So it's very special to be in the room who we are today and have this as part of our memory. So thank you for sharing this with us. Amy, thank each of you. Thank the Alzheimer's Association, Meals on Wheels, our beautiful ASL interpreters, all of Amy's friends and crew, and of course the owners of Black Potion. And again, ways to support and learn about Amy's work in the program. Anything else?
Thank you for being here. It means a lot. Thank you so much. I really was like, I told my boyfriend, I don't know if anybody wants to go. I don't know if anybody's going to show up, but it's okay.
No, that's how we show up for community, so we love you. Thank you for being here.